Hey everybody, welcome to Short Commute, the podcast for people who don't have much time on their hands. My name is Nick Griffith, and I'll be your host, of course. Thank you for listening here. That was Trombone Shorty bringing us in, and the track Buck Jump. We've got a great interview today. TK Shom is going to be telling us about how he became a director on network television shows. That's pretty cool. So, TK Shom.
The Short Commute with Nick Griffith. I finished my film and then I started submitting to film festivals. I got into a whole bunch like Beverly Hills and Studio City, Santa Fe, like all over the place. And then COVID hit and shut down everything. Like,
so you didn't get to do festivals, really. You didn't get to do the circuit, really.
Right. All the festivals either got canceled or they went online, so you could watch the thing, you know,
and
on
so
the
then
internet.
you're kind of out of season then with the film. Oh God, that's heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah.
did you spend was it all like self-financed, or did you like have investors and stuff too, or was it expensive to make?
It was expensive to make. I shot for 2 days. I self-finance, and it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like $1,000.
Yeah. Oh God, that hurts, dude. Oh my God. And then you're like, oh, I got this great film, and now can't do circuit, and oh, that sucks, man. But I mean, like, I
Yeah.
think it turned out okay.
I'm TK Shom. I am currently a director and first assistant director in Hollywood on TV and movies.
So, how did you know that you wanted to be in the entertainment industry? And specifically, how did you know that you wanted to direct?
Yeah, so it's funny, like I go back and when I was kids with my friends in middle school and high school, we would always film stuff like, you know, little skits and sketches. And we were way into like sword and sorcery type stuff back then.
Awesome.
So a lot of it was like, you know, you'd put on a blanket and like make a sword out of a, you know, piece of cardboard and that kind of stuff. But man, I had so much fun doing it. But then I felt like I was more interested in it than my friends were. And so then you kind of go on, and I went to college. My dad was like, you know, was definitely about me going to college and getting a regular job. So I did that, and I worked in the mortgage business for a while. I was a loan officer.
Woo!
Yeah, it was crushingly boring, and like just sitting in a cubicle day after day, just could not do it anymore. And I had gone out to visit my sister, and this is in like 2000. I went to visit my sister. She was an editor in LA, and my brother-in-law was a DP, a director of photography on like low budget films and stuff at the time. And I went out there, and I remember just going to her office and seeing like the craft services and the ping pong table and the hammocks. And so I was like, this is crazy. Like, you know, I'm sitting in a cubicle waiting for a 15-minute break. Like, what's the deal? And then she's like, well, you know, you got to work longer hours, but they make it as comfortable as they can because the hours can be so tough. I'm like, okay, I could deal with that. And then me and my friend went to go see The Matrix at Man's Chinese Theater, and the atmosphere was like, it just blew my mind. People were like yelling and cheering. It was the most fun I've ever had in a movie. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I got to pack up. I got to move. And so I went back, and, you know, I quit my job. And then, you know, a year later, I was driving out to LA with everything that I could fit in my car. And I crashed at my sister's place. Within a couple days, or not even, like I got there on a Saturday. On Monday, my brother-in-law was like, hey, you're not doing anything. Come to set with me.
Oh,
and I was
awesome.
like, yeah. And I'm like, you know, is that allowed? Like, you know, can you just go to a set? And it was like some like low budget indie film. And he's like, yes, please. Like, you can come to set. It's fun. So I went to set, and I stood in, I did some grip electric work, some PA work, whatever they needed, and they needed a lot because it was, short staffed and all that.
Like anything you can do. Like
Exactly. And then by the end of it, they were paying me to do like grip electric stuff. And I was like, this is amazing. Like I'm getting paid and working on a film set. But I knew the whole time that I wanted to be the first AD, like watching the AD kind of in the middle of the storm, like pulling it all together, working with all the departments. Like that's what I wanted to do. So then I kind of laser focused on trying to get as much experience as I could. I was doing short films, student films, like whatever I could get my hands on. And then that moved into like ultra low budget features, horror, there's low budget horror films, like whatever. And then, I kind of like slowly graduated up to like cable TV and like, and then I got into like Comedy Central, had some like low budget shows that were incredible.
Yeah.
But it was like from a show called Review on Comedy Central. I met this super talented director named Jeffrey Blitz.
Oh gosh. Oh, shoot. Wow, that's sticky. Oh, hey guys, Nick here. Over the years, I've had a lot of fun designing stickers for various projects, comedy, this podcast, Bullrog videos. But then you gotta print them. There's a lot of places to choose from, but recently I've been going to Sticker Mule. If you have some stickers or really pretty much a ton of t-shirts, button charms, magnets, all kinds of custom items that you'd like printed, I've got a deal for you. Click the link in the show notes and you're going to get $10 credit for your first order at Sticker Mule. You're also going to help me get $10. Thank you so much. Please, if you're smart or only want a short run of stickers, you can wait until they offer the 10 die-cut stickers for $1 deal that pops up. But their prices, they're really so low and quality is high enough that you might just want to jump in the deep end and do a whole order. These stickers are beautiful. They're high quality and sticky. Sticker Mule. Check the show notes.
And he directed all the episodes of Review. If you get a chance, watch it.
It's a good show. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
fantastic. And then from there, he brought me on to a feature in Atlanta that was like a Fox Searchlight feature at the time, Fox Searchlight. And then he brought me on to, and this is like years in between, but eventually
it's not overnight. It's
exactly.
Like
Yeah, there's a lot of grinding in between that, but then he wanted me to AD on an NBC show called Trial and Error, and so I was able to do that, and that was kind of my first break into network television. And then from there, I AD'd The Rookie. I AD'd one episode of The Rookie in season 1, and then I had an inkling in my head that they were going to call me to do seasons 2. Like they were going to call me back to do season 2. I just knew it, and, ADing The Rookie and doing all this other episodic TV. It was kind of like, you know what? Like, I think I can do this. Like, I think I can direct. And, it was really like on a show like The Rookie, when you've got like a 3-page action sequence.
Yeah.
And you're reading it and you're like, how the heck do you shoot this thing? But then, I had the chance to watch like guys like Michael Goy and Bill Rowe like come in, and David McWhirter. They would come in and just carve that stuff up with such elegance, like, and such efficiency that it was amazing. Like, it was really like, wow, like that's how you do it. And I found myself like, for directors that didn't have that kind of like television action experience, a lot of times I was like, hey, look, you got to put like, 3 cameras like this way, and we can get this piece, that piece, and whatever. And then, so you kind of have to walk them through it. And the more you do it, it was like, why am I not doing this? And I was like, I'm going to create a short, or I'm going to look for a short, because I'm not a writer. So I was looking for a short that was kind of in that mold to then, angle for an episode of The Rookie. So
Smart.
Ryan Toyama.
Yeah.
So Ryan Toyama, super talented writer. He wrote, he had a feature script, that he was like, I can condense this into 11 or 12 pages and make this into a short. I was like, awesome. Like, this has all the things that I need. It's got a shootout. It's got drama. It's got everything. So, I'm in. So, and then I did get hired to do season 2 of The Rookie. So I was able to show my short to the showrunner. He liked it. And and it was like, okay, well, let's look at season 3 for you to possibly get an episode. Well, season 3 was shortened because of COVID. So a 20 episode season became 10 or 12 or something. So then it's like, those newbies like get squeezed out real quick.
Yeah.
So I didn't get an episode, and it was kind of like, okay, well, that was that was my shot at directing on The Rookie.
Oh no! So you thought you were just done? You're like, oh well, you spent this money that you've self-financed a short film. You got cut off by the film festival circuit due to COVID, and now your opportunity to direct this network show is also because of COVID. My God, like COVID hit a lot of people real hard, but that's heartbreaking. Like all of that.
Yeah.
How did you persevered?
So it took a while to kind of take seed, but that's the thing is like, this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. So, what I perceived as a failure, at the time, it turned out being the catalyst to take me into directing. But basically I showed that short to the showrunner of The Rookie, and I was like, hey, look, I made this thing, and my short is very much in the genre of The Rookie. Like,
oh, cool. So you've worked as an AD on the show, then you're sitting in the director's chair now. What's it like when you step on set as the director?
Being an AD, I was like next to like really great directors every episode, and watch them, how they did it and how they moved, and what personality wise, how they motivated a crew, like all those things. I just absorbed all of that. And and then on the flip side, it's like you also see not so great directors, and what and you understand like, oh, okay, this person is not prepared in the way that they should be, or this person is not able to communicate the way that they should be able to. So what absorbing all of that, and then trying to kind of be that perfect director using all of those elements, that's kind of what I was trying to go for. But yeah, I mean, being an AD is the best preparation for being a director you could ask for. TV directing is about the work, and it's like you have got to step in, and you've got a job to do. You've got to make sure you get all the angles that the showrunner needs to create the show. You got to make sure that the crew is moving quickly, that you're not getting hung up on things. Like, you've got a very specific job to do. And for me, when I stepped onto set as a director, it was, okay, this scene, I've got to make sure that I hit this beat. I got to make sure that the actor does this. And, so it's not about like, all right, I'm the director, I'm sitting back in my director's no way, man.
Did you ever get to play with that ping pong table and stuff in that office earlier?
No, never. not one.
Hey, that's going to do it for Short Commute. I'm Nick Griffith, your host. You can find the podcast at Short Commute Pod on most socials. And you can find my personal handle at Fake Nick Griff, most of the socials. Hey, make sure that you are sharing, liking, subscribing, all of that good stuff. It really helps us out. Please, please, please don't make me beg, but I just begged. It's all right. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and you guys have a great time, and we'll see you next time, all right?
This is the Short Commute with Nick Griffith. The Short Commute with